Hello, and welcome to Four Little Bears. We're going to finish up the Fun Fold Stash Buster with card 10, the corner fold out card. If you're following along with the Stash Buster PDF, go ahead and grab your card 10 page now. And if you're making the full batch, be sure and watch the intro and cut guide that I'll link up here in the corner. For here, we'll start off with our cardstock at 7 by 8 1/4. Score at 2 3/4 along the top and along the left side edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and score and burnish those so you guys can see them a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and mark 2 3/4 down from each one of the scores, and then use my trimmer to score those marks in an angle across the card. Or you could just use a ruler. Now, the thing here is I don't really care about that mountain fold score. What we really care about is lining up these two lines that I have marked with arrows for you. As always, the ingredients for this card can be found in the Stash Buster PDF linked below. For the pattern paper pieces, you'll need 1 4 by 5 1/4, 2 that are 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, 2 mirrored that are 5 1/8 by 2 1/2, another 2 that are mirrored 3 7/8 by 2 1/2, and 2 that are 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. You'll just go ahead and score and burnish those lines really, really well. And then you'll see you just kind of push in and it sort of folds by itself. I'll start with my smaller mirrored piece that is 3 7/8 by 2 1/2. And I'm just going to mark it. We'll just line it up with the angle on the card, mark it and slice it. And it may or may not be perfect, and that's okay. So first, I'll kind of show you how I do them individually. If that makes more sense to your brain to do them individually, sometimes it does me, especially if I'm working with pieces that I have to worry about directionality. I'll do those separate. That just that helps out my brain. But the pieces I don't need to worry about directionality with, I'll show you how to cut those at the same time. So again, I'll just line that up to the bottom. Well, I mean, I guess you could line it up to any corner, but I'm lining it up to the bottom left corner and just marking it where it meets those, or where it meets the fold, the angle fold. And yeah, just glue them down and center them in the spot where it goes. I'm sure there's a very technical way to do that. You could always use the measurements. For me, it just makes more sense to mark it. Now these pink pieces have no directionality. They're my 5 1/8 by 2.5 inch pieces. So I'll again just line it up, this time to the top right corner. And again, just mark my angle, same way I did before. But I'm going to flip my other one and line them up to the back side, kind of like you would in sewing, but you want right sides out, and then cut along that line. And then that just makes it mirrored. And because my pattern's not directional, I don't have to worry about that. And I do give you the measurements here if you want to be a little bit more precise. But like I said, sometimes my folds aren't that precise. So it's always better for me to just measure that fold. And then to hide the writing, insert, and also to just add a spot for your front piece, I'll just mark where I want this to go on the card, lining it up with where I want it to be. And since I've marked with pencil, I'll just go ahead and glue inside my pencil lines, and that will make sure that I only put glue on that very, very top section. It's almost like a smush card. It's getting smushed down, huh? Your last pattern piece will go right there on the front of the card, and then you can just decorate it however you like. And there's a ton of real estate on here to decorate. But yeah, this was a really, really cute card. I found this on Pinterest first, but then I did actually find this on Sasha Reade's channel too. So I'll go ahead and link her video below because she does a very good job explaining what is happening here. I'll just decorate it up with these stickers. And yeah, this is just a really fun one to play with. I've also played with putting a pattern piece on the back of that flip element before you glue it on, and it's really cute. And that is it for this series. I really hope you guys enjoyed this and had fun with it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked about it. I've got a few more videos coming up that aren't technically part of the series about the SVG files and things like that. So those are coming soon too. Until then, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for sticking with me. As always, guys, stay safe, stay blessed, and have a wonderful week.